and then let's check out this just quick video. Can everybody see my screen? Yeah, just a couple of head nods are here or there.
Yes.
Perfect. All right, let's check it out.
Agents. At the heart of every successful real estate deal is you. You're the local expert, the master relationship builder. You're the superhero making home happen. But while you're busy working for your clients, who's working for you? You're pulled in a million directions and don't have time to juggle a dozen different tools or be glued to your desktop all day. It's time to take back your life with kvCORE, the #1 ranked real estate platform that works for you 24/7. With kvCORE, you'll have everything you need to manage and grow your business all in one place. Start your day with a complete view of what to do and who to talk to, right in the palm of your hand. See your hottest opportunities, prospects who saved a home on your website, viewed a market report, or responded to a campaign, so you'll know exactly where to focus your time. You can respond instantly with a built-in dialer, mass texting, and video messaging powered by BombBomb. With kvCORE, you'll have a private platform that puts every aspect of your business all in one place. Ready to put your business growth on autopilot? While you're busy taking care of current clients, kvCORE is working as your powerhouse virtual assistant, responding to new leads, nurturing your sphere, and generating repeat and referral business. kvCORE drives 5 to 10 times more engagement by responding to contacts based on their behavior. Did a prospect start searching again after going dark? They'll get an email from you with similar homes, automatically. Did they save a property as a favorite? They'll get a text from you with more info, automatically. Did a past client just change jobs? They'll be on your mobile dialer app for a phone call today, automatically. The last thing your clients need is another boring drip campaign. kvCORE uses AI to deliver relevant content at just the right time. You guessed it, automatically. With kvCORE, you'll never be wondering where your next deal is going to come from. You can generate leads for free with 20+ built-in tools like landing pages, squeeze pages, social media marketing, and more. Have more money than time? We'll handle the lead gen for you. The kvCORE marketplace can deliver a steady stream of cost-effective leads to build your pipeline the easy way. And with kvCORE, you'll keep those hard-earned prospects searching with you, thanks to a customizable IDX website with a portal-like home search experience. All of this in one system backed by an experienced tech partner to support your success. kvCORE makes it possible. Agents, stop juggling logins. Empower your business and streamline your life today with kvCORE.
Ooh, fancy. So, who has been jumping into kvCORE, if I can ask? I know Danielle's been in there. I know Diana's been in there. Let's see. I bet I can point to a couple of you other guys just to pick you out. I'm sure the Voss team has been playing around in there. I bet Lynette's been in there. Sorry about that. All right. So cool. So you guys that have been playing around with it, just kind of what do you think so far? Give me an impression. Diana, I know you've been playing a lot with it and you hopped in right away. What are some of your thoughts so far?
Yeah, I like it. It's super user friendly. So
Mhm.
that's really been helpful because I really did not like Booge. So yeah, it's been working pretty good. My biggest thing was I uploaded my contacts. I don't want to say, well, I didn't do like the spaces for the hashtags right. So that's been a little bit of a mess, but that's my user error.
Mhm.
It's a little glitchy, I think, on a few things, but that's to be expected.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah,
Yeah,
it
and
seems
and
it's
again, it's not anything like Booge, huh? It's not
oh yeah,
entire
no,
it's
not at
not
all.
entire things going down. They're
Yeah,
quick to fix stuff,
exactly.
and there aren't entire sections that do not work.
Yes. Yeah, and
Um,
it's laid out a lot nicer and more for my mind to be able to really get in there and work on it. So,
and you can probably attest to this. One of my favorite things about the new program is it feels like there's a lot less clicking around, right?
mhm. Yeah.
I can see what I want right here.
Yep.
and I don't have to click myself down 1,000 different pipelines and rabbit holes to
Yes.
get to
And
where I need to
remember
go.
what
And
you
remember
have.
how to
Yes. Yes.
exactly. And there's multiple ways to get to like one section, all that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
So before we get too deep into everything, the first thing that I want everyone to do before they start playing around with it at all is to go into your Mac Center, which you can get to from remax.net, for those of you that don't go to it as frequently. And then you'll be able to access it via your apps and tools right here. It'll probably be one of the first ones to pop up right there. But the first thing that we're actually going to do is I want you to go up here and hit that update profile button. And then let it load. And then from here, I want everybody to make sure that their contact info and all of their general info for everything are correct. So similar to Booge, it's going to pull everything from it, but it actually like really falls through to everything in all the various programs. So importantly for, as we mentioned, the phone numbers that are displayed on the website. So if I go through, if you don't do this, the main thing is going to show the smart number, and the smart number will route to you and all that type of stuff. But before we even have to worry about any of that, it's just better to go into here and to click on the phone numbers and then hit edit, and then make sure that the one that you want to set up for everything and to show on everything is clicked as set as primary and include in web directory. So as long as you do that, it'll display on your website correctly and it'll move through everything. And then when people are hitting that contact button and calling you, it's gonna go for sure directly to you. It will no matter what, but it would be routed through the various smart numbers and everything. So in order to bypass that, all you have to do is go on here and set this as your primary and include it in their web directory. This is something that people have kind of been wanting to check on. Monique had a little bit of, I don't want to say a headache with it, but we had to figure out how to show it. And then all you have to do is click save and give it anything from like an hour to a couple hours, and then it'll eventually work its way down. And so when they hit that connect button or contact button up here, it'll take you to it, and then I can see it displayed right here on the bottom of my website as well as when to contact me. And it has it everywhere. And if I were to go to Monique's, it would show her cell phone for all that. And then this is actually what your kvCORE website looks like right off the bat. It's got your name, your designation, all these IDXs are built into it. There's a ton of different websites that you can add to it, or custom pages. It's got all the listed photos. Mine are all going to be a little bit different because I'm not an agent, so it's just pulling from various ones throughout the brokerage. The various contact me buttons. It's got your profile, all your resources that you need. It's a pretty great actual setup right out the gate. They're really clean, nice little websites. The way that I've described them is they're a much better looking Booge website. But again, we'll start there with the contact info and making sure it's all up to date. Oh, Lynette had a good point. So hers is still a Booge website for those of you that have domains pointing to your website that are not the ones that are like this. So Lynette has a vanity domain. I want to say it's, I don't remember, LynetteJackson.com probably, if I recall right. So anybody that has a vanity domain, and I can be helping you with this if you need, it's actually a pretty easy setup to do. All you'll have to do is go to your domain registrar. It's usually GoDaddy or Network Solutions, maybe Google. And then you'll actually just go to them, and then all you have to do is set up a 301 redirect is what it's called. So it's just going to forward you over to the new one. If you do it through GoDaddy, there's actually a section where you'll click website, and then it has literally just a box that you put the URL in, and then all you'll have to do is just take this, copy it, and put it in there, and then it'll begin correctly directing to your website. So Lynette, yours is still on the Booge because we have to point it to the new one. And I can help you with that if you need.
Hey, Alex.
Yeah.
So when I updated my site there, it went to, so the page you just showed for yours, it goes to mine too. It goes to my Remax one, but the tab up top says Surprise AZ Real Estate and Homes. And I don't know why it says that. I serve pretty much the whole valley. I mean, that's where I hang my license, but how can I get that changed so it doesn't say Surprise AZ Real Estate and Homes?
Up here or down here?
No, the very top, the tab at the very top of the screen,
Oh, those are
above
just
the address bar. When it
Yeah.
opens up to the Remax site, you know, the little balloon that says Surprise AZ Real Estate and Homes.
Let's see.
Yeah, see it?
I don't. Where at?
It's
Right,
his
right there
tab.
at the top of your
The
screen.
tab at the top.
Top. Right there. No,
Over, up.
all the way up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. That's just because, again, that's like you mentioned, that's just the look of that page. So similarly, mine says Glendale AZ Real Estate and Homes, just because mine's out of Glendale. So you just want to see about getting it not to say surprise up there?
Right.
Cool. Okay. That's something I can look into. So if I hover over it, I can kind of see the whole thing. Surprise AZ Real Estate Homes for Sale, Remax Professionals, rickramirez.com. And then it's going to be the same for mine right here. But yeah, that's something I can look into. So I don't think that's a glitch necessarily. I think that's just how they direct it. And then actually, oh good, you've got your areas that you've covered. Did you put those in yourself?
I believe so, yeah.
Good job. And that was going to be one of kind of the other things that I was going to point out. That's a good little trick to put in is your search areas that you cover. You can add, there's a button that says add all from MLS.
Actually, you
can
know
do
what?
that.
Now I'm looking at it. That's got a lot of areas I know.
It probably just got all added from MLS. I'll show you
Yeah,
how we can go in there and how we can change that.
I'll adjust that, okay.
Yeah. And Roberta, I will get to yours in just a sec.
Congratulations on gaining access to KV.
Oh, somebody started the agent checklist. Good job. Whoever hopped in there, thank you. So that was kind of my next thing. When you get into the kvCORE platform, so the first thing that's going to pop up, and again, you'll get to it by clicking on it in your apps and tools. So you'll just click this button right here and then let it pop up. If you have never been in before, so mine will not show me that because I have been in and set up the brokerage and all that type of stuff. You'll probably get a little window pop up that might just be a quick video. They're great to follow those videos. So I think we demonstrated it in the office meeting, but down here on the left-hand side, there's going to be what's called an agent launch checklist, and it's going to be blue. I highly, highly recommend you make your way through that. That's going to be the best way that you can get everything initially set up. It's going to show you point and click. It's very easy. It'll say things like click up here so that you can access your profile and your team and your website and everything like that. Again, mine has a lot going on because I'm a brokerage one. So when you go in here, yeah, you'll make your way through the agent launch checklist. I think it's only 4 things, maybe 5 at most. And then afterwards, you're kind of off to the races. It'll show you where you add stuff to your CRM. It'll show you where your website is, and it'll show you where you can add additional things from the marketplace. It's just a quick run through. You have to do it, I believe, to get started and to get access, or at least to get the pop-up to go away. But I do highly, highly recommend going through it. It's going to be it's 6. Perfect. Thank you, Donna. So it's only 6 steps. They're very fast. It'll probably only take you a few minutes to get through it. Is everybody able to see okay? Am I sharing the right screen?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. And then like I said, you can see everything. So on the left-hand side right here, this is going to be kind of your best friend. And Bouge, everything was up on the top. This right here, though, is going to be your main way that you're going to make through everything. And then your best friends right at the beginning are going to be the support and training. So similar to all the other ones, there's a lot of different ways that you can go about it. There's the button down here is really good as well. So if there's anything broken, you can talk to them and chat with them. It'll send them an email, and they'll respond either in chat or an email.
Do they have a 1-800 line?
You know, I don't know. It might. Let's see. It doesn't look like it, but I'm sure if you asked them that they would have a number that you could call. The email and the chat back is actually very helpful. So you put it in, you just click send a message, Maybe if you hit this help button, this takes you to a lot of the kvCORE like frequently asked questions and such. It is very helpful though, but that's for if something breaks or if you need any support. More specifically though, to get started, and once you start going through. Melanie, are you on Max Center or are you on kvCORE? So if you click on the My Profile within kvCORE, it'll also have your info right here. And then it'll have this, and it probably is grayed out like that. And mine is the same way. That's because it pulls it directly from Max Center. So you want to edit it on here, you would edit it in your remax.com, and then you can click this button right here to show it on your site and make sure it's there. It's going to automatically do your direct line if you don't click this, but just to double check for mine, I added it again and clicked that. But before I tested that, it did it directly from Max Center. I did not need to go in here and do any of this. Got it. All right. So like I was saying, this support and training button.
Completing your agent profile is important because once you have.
I don't mind whoever's doing it, but if you don't mind muting, that'd be good.
It's all by accident because I can't work the thing, so it's all good.
Got it. Yeah. So you'll work your way through there, and then again, so this button right here, you can click it to go to the support center. It's going to take you to all kinds of stuff like frequently asked questions, training courses, and all that. But before we do that, I'm going to go on here, and you can go directly to Remax University. They have a ton of webinars that you can get on. Danielle has accidentally auto-signed herself up for a couple of them that were various things like lead generation and marketing, I think. Maybe the Smart Campaigns one. So as you're working through the launch checklist, it might ask if you want to sign up for it. You can, or you don't have to. And if you do sign up to it, you don't have to go to it. It won't stop the launch or anything like that. But if we click this learning portal right here, this is going to be a great place to start. So you actually should, and I highly recommend that everybody do this, go through the free Agent Quick Start program. So it says that there's 36 lessons, which sounds daunting, but it's not. We'll go ahead and go in and look at it. So I'll just hit start. I'm going to click here to start it, and I can look down and see what all is in the course curriculum. Yes, I know I'm already enrolled. Oh. It's having me pick up where I left off. So I'll hit resume right here. And then I'll just show you guys what it looks like. So literally the first thing that it wants you to do
sequential or separate
is it shows you how to set everything up and just get into it. Then it's got a quick welcome video. So everything from this whole first step of it is only about 10 minutes. The longest video is 6 minutes. You can follow along as you're doing all of them, and then you're able to join a webinar afterwards. It's got a ton of tips that are great for it. And then it's only a couple sections of this, but it's gonna set you up for success, and it'll give you a great rundown of how to use the program. So again, it'll probably only be about 10 or 15 minutes per one. And anybody that takes any of my courses knows my favorite. Treat it like the gym. So you're only going to do this for a couple minutes a day. So I don't want you in kvCORE all day long trying to mess around with it and trying to see what you can do. You might get stuck. This is a great place to start. Just spend 15 or 20 minutes on this, work your way through it, and get going with it. Okay, Melanie, I think it's just because you came a little bit in late. So everything is started on your Max Center right here. So once you're from your Max Center at remax.net, the first thing that I had everybody do was click this button up here and update their settings as well as their phone number. So you'll hit update profile right here. And then that'll bring everything up for your profile. And this is what kvCORE actually feeds down from. Perfect. So from there, then you can actually exit out of this. And then you'll just click this MaxTech powered by kvCORE button, and that'll load the platform. We'll let it load up. Perfect. And then, like I said, you probably have that blue agent launch checklist down right here. But where I put us was in support and training right here on the left-hand side. And and then the learning portal. So that last option right there. And then from there, I clicked on the Agent Quick Start. And then Kim also put the link in our chat as a helpful link. Thank you, Kim. And then from there, I clicked on Agent Quick Start, and I can see the curriculum for it. And then I simply clicked Resume. So for you guys, it would just be Start Course. And again, she put that in the chat. So kvCORE, similar to a lot of the other Remax programs, you can actually save it and go to it independently. So if you really like any of these, like if the Agent Quick Start or the Frequently Asked Questions page, or just kvCORE itself, you can just hit up on the top, depending on your browser. You can either hit this star and save it and get back to it easier, or if it's Firefox, then it's probably like you click the buttons and it says save to favorites, bookmark page, something along those lines. So you are able to get to all these independently from going through your Max Center. And again, any of these, if you want really quick, I can put into the chat. And actually, importantly, this is one of those that I mentioned. I have a couple like tips for everybody. This is kind of one of those tips. So this is their link tree that is all their Max Center trainings. There's how it works for agents and admin. There's driving agent results, powering up automation. And this is just a great way to access a lot of the trainings without having to necessarily go through everything. So I will actually put that in the chat right now. There we are. And I will send out an email later on to everybody that's here with these links. So if you like this link, if you like the link for the Agent Quick Start and that type of stuff, I'll send a follow-up email to everybody that's like, here's what we went over in class, and I will include the recording for this as well so that you guys can all go back and watch it. So Mary, yeah, go ahead, Kim.
Can you also put together some instructions on how folks can update the cities on their webpage, and then I think maybe some instructions on if they have like a domain that they need to link up to the 301 redirect as well?
Yes, so I will include the information for the domain. For the cities, I assume if I click this button, you're talking about your service areas, correct?
Yes,
so that'll actually be right in here. So that's what Rick and I were looking at earlier, that his shows a lot. So when you're actually in your MaxTech right here, to fix your cities, all you're gonna have to do is click on Web and IDX. So that's gonna be where all of your website stuff kind of lives. Perfect, John, thank you. kvCORE support, he found the 800 number, and then he also gave the hours and their email. So similarly to Booge, you can either open everything up through this chat right here, or you are able to contact them a myriad of other ways. And again, they get back to you. It'll tell you how long it takes. It's because it'll send them either a chat or an email, but you are able to just email them outright. So as I was saying, we're going to click on this Web and IDX section right here. And then I'm just going to click on Website Content. And again, there's a lot of different ways you can get to here. You can also click up here and click your website button, and it'll take you to it. From here, you have a lot of different options for your website. I don't want to go down too deep right now because there's just so many. So you can add testimonials to it. If you got some Google testimonials or something that's not a Zillow, you can add them to it. You are able to just add Zillow on its own. All you have to do is go through and click this site editor, or not that one, sorry. That'll open up the big one. There you go. So you'll click Manage Website Settings, and then I can go through here and I can literally just add Zillow to it. There's title, and you can go through and do all this, but again, you probably don't need to right now. See? So to connect Zillow reviews, all you have to do is simply add your Zillow screen name or the email that you use for it. And that's because I was on Nate's. So again, from here, if Rick doesn't want all those showing up, I'm going to click the service areas and SEO right here. So it does exactly what it sounds like. It just pops you up some further up for SEO and everything like that. It does not affect the leads that you get. So you do not have to go in here and worry about putting this in and then getting leads from it. And furthermore, you will not get leads if you don't do it. Yeah.
Oh, good Lord, I went through every single one of those and just deselected.
Yeah, so it is good to have it because it does help with the SEO, but you don't need to think that you won't be getting leads from it if you don't. And if you, so what Rick has probably going on is if I were to click this add all cities and MLS button, it'll actually just add everything from the MLS. That's a pretty good option to go through, and you can just delete the ones that you do not want. After you hit add, you got to give it a couple minutes and then you'll let it pop up. Or you can just add each one individually and click it in there. But there's a lot going on with all this. Oh, see, and it's still doing that. There we go. So yeah, there's a lot going on with all of it. There's tons of tokens. There's everything that you can set up. I've got my service areas SEO set up. I can hit edit right there and see them. So I can either save them, I can delete them. You can add keywords to it. The blog feature is pretty great. So if anybody's got a blog going, you can go through and just add a singular blog post, and it's going to look like a page. Yes, Roberta.
So is there a reason to click or not click that button, add all cities in the MLS?
So
if it's not affecting our lead.
It's search engine optimization, so it is going to affect where you'll pop up for search engines on like Google, Yahoo, and all that type of stuff. So if you put that you're in Casa Grande, you aren't going to start getting leads from Casa Grande, but that means that you will start popping up in search engine stuff for Casa Grande as like realtor and Casa Grande agent and all that type of stuff.
So what advice is
I would recommend just putting in your service areas that you want to be popping up on. Yeah. Because again, if you start getting all of them, there is a chance that you could get a lead from Tucson, Pima County, that type of stuff, which isn't necessarily awful, but then it just means that you have to send it to somewhere and hope that you're able to get a referral, all that type of stuff.
Yeah, and I'll leave you alone here in a second, but as I looked at just Phoenix, it's got 25 different weird Phoenix names.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know what you're talking about. So there's area and there's city. So area is kind of an example of how it might be more all-encompassing for people that don't know where we're at, or if it's not necessarily a full city. So there's unincorporated areas that it allows. There's Phoenix area. There's Phoenix city. So Phoenix area is going to be every part of it, South Phoenix, all that type of stuff. Phoenix City is just going to be the metropolitan Phoenix City.
Alex, can you walk back through how to bring over your Zillow reviews?
Yeah, so that's actually going to be, again, you'll click on the left-hand side, Web and IDX, and then Website Manager or Website Content, either one. And then through here, I can go down. Could have swore I thought I remembered that there was a way to do it directly from here. But up on the right-hand side, right here, there's a Manage Website Settings button. So it's going to be that first one there. And I'll click on it. And then from there, the Testimonials button is right at the top. And then there's Hide Zillow Reviews and Connect Zillow Reviews. So again, to do that, all I have to do is go through to Zillow. So who actually asked? Sorry, I didn't catch who that was.
Francine.
Francine? Perfect. Do you mind if I kind of just use you as an example?
Sure.
Cool. So from here, your screen name is literally just going to be right here. And it actually says it for you, which I love.
Okay.
So you'll just take this, and you'll actually just copy this section right here, Tony Robertson. And then you'll just input it directly right here and hit save. So I'll do it kind of just as an example. I'm not going to save it though, because then your reviews will stop popping up for me. All right.
Got it.
Cool.
Thank you.
No problem. And then let's see. So we had a question about Google reviews. So for Google, I don't think you can necessarily add the reviews. You could do it manually. There is a way to add your Google together. So that's actually the next thing that I was going to look at is the marketplace right here. So this is going to be your third-party integrations. This is going to be, and if you've never clicked on it, it's going to pop up this little page right here. And then you'll just click view all of our products. They make it sound like you have to purchase all of them. Some of them you do, some of them you already have done. You can connect third-party tools. And then through here, this is everything from your transaction desk to your SkySlope to Facebook lead ads. Here's Google Sheets. So you are able to actually integrate your Google in the sense that it'll have Google Sheets, it'll have your Google Drive, and it'll have your Google Calendar. So I do imagine there's probably a component to that that has something to do with the reviews.
If you scroll back up, I think there was one that had Google right there, Google Display maybe? Or is that something different?
It might be different, but yeah, there's, to your point, exactly. So there's probably some version of it. Core Video, one of the great things, so as you know, we use BombBomb as a brokerage. So if you click on this Core Video, they actually offer a free version of BombBomb to you guys. So it's up to 10 single-use video emails a month. That's a great value. BombBomb is super cool. It's a very good program. If you already have it and already pay for all of it, you are, again, able to integrate all of that. And then I'll just go back to the marketplace right here. So yeah, there's a lot that you can do with it. Similar to, as I always mention, just go in for a few minutes and play around with stuff. If you want to get something integrated, that might be a great goal to have. Say you guys want to get your SkySlope up and running. So you go to the marketplace right here and click Marketplace Manager, and then there's SkySlope. And you'll click this Add to kvCORE button, and they're pretty good about showing you how to do all of it. So every single one is going to be slightly different to how you add it to it. Similar to Zillow, all you had to do is a screen name, but for things like SkySlope, you need what's called like an API. That'll actually generate itself. So here's the access key and the secret is what they call it. When you go to SkySlope, it'll just be up on your right-hand side in your settings and in your profile. So you'll just click it, and it'll either say something like integrate or generate key or generate API, and then it'll actually generate these for you, and then you'll be able to put them in there. And it'll show what they're for and all that. So all of these have some type of version of that. Either it's connecting via email or screen name, or it's connecting with some type of a key that it's going to give you. And yeah, there's so much going on with it. Like you said, there's various Google things, there's e-commission. You can add WordPress. So if you do a lot of website stuff that's independent and you have a WordPress website, you're able to do that. Google Sheets, if you integrate all your Google stuff, then whenever you go into your contacts and into your CRM, you'll be able to actually click on files, and any of the files that you have associated with them that are in your Google Drive will then be on here. So I don't have my Google Sync on, but you can see it right there that if I do, then it'll have it with it. So you can have entire file settings for folks that are in your CRM. This is an example of actually my wife. So you can see her validation run. You can see that she's added to things. She's considered a client. Hashtags are used instead of tags on Booge. So yeah, again, with all these programs, as Mary mentioned, it's very new. Just go in and kind of poke around a little bit. But your best start is going to be that agent launch checklist here on the left-hand side, and then the agent quick start. The agent quick start is going to help a lot, because then it goes through everything from integrations to setting your CRM up. And Diana, it can maybe help with some of the things like the hashtag spaces, stuff like that. So I do highly, highly recommend going through the agent quick start. See, so if I go down here, it talks about fueling your pipeline and how to get new leads through it. Getting familiar with your websites and listings. So it'll go over everything from if you want to start doing a little bit of website customization, you can, or you don't have to. The website customization is much easier on here than it was on Booge and on the previous application, so that's very nice. And yeah, do we have any questions? Does anybody want to look at something?
I have some questions.
Sure, let's go.
As far as the hashtags, is there like a centralized location and settings where you can just go in and clean up, just delete some that you don't want entirely?
There is. John, can you kind of chime in and tell me where to point again? I forget where it was.
Yeah, go to marketing. All marketing, and it should be there in one of the tiles. It says hashtag management right there on the bottom right.
There it is.
Hashtag management. Sweet. Thank you.
And there you go.
Sure.
I have another question.
Sure.
I have my website set up to where I added 2 widgets, the What's My Home Worth and then a featured area. And the What's My Home Worth, it might just be a glitch, but it goes to can't find the page. But the featured areas, because I wanted to do a couple of those specific to horse properties, it doesn't look like it's using the filters that I put on the widget, because I click on it and it's just properties in Sun City. I mean, nothing that kind of applies.
It's not pulling the filters correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, you and I can look into that individually if you'd like.
Okay.
Yeah. So some of that stuff, again, Diana has been very deep in it. I actually commend her. She clicked it, I think, before we even mentioned that we were live, and she's been sending people CMAs and trying to. She's been going deep on it. She's using it probably as much as some of the other people that I know.
Yes. Yeah. And I didn't use your jump into it slowly. I've been spending hours and hours on it just trying to get all this organized. So
see, and she's able to do that. I do not recommend everybody does that.
I don't either. It'll drive you crazy a little bit.
Yeah. So I highly don't recommend doing that. Again, treat it like the gym. That's my favorite way to put this. Go in with a singular goal and do 15 minutes to a half hour. Again, maybe go in here and have the goal be go do your agent launch checklist today. That's the best place to start.
Alex, I got a question.
What's up, Donna?
So I went through that whole checklist and I went through that. One thing I didn't realize, and then I do now, I guess it does bring over your contacts. I thought we had to do a CSV file, and so that's already done for you guys, just so you know that. It brought over the contacts, because it wasn't really clear on that in the 6 things that we had to do. The other issue I had is, like, when I was doing the setup, it only lets me pull over my YouTube, and when it said Facebook and Twitter, it's grayed out. It won't let me add those in there. Why is that?
And where at? And when you're on here,
then you're set up and it tells you something about putting in Facebook. Yeah, that your social medias. Yeah. So why is that grayed out? You can't put that stuff in there.
That could very well be because it's probably because it pulls it from Max Center. So if I go into my Max Center, I'm actually able to add all that, and then that pulls it through down to remax.com and everything as well. So if you go on remax.com and you look at our brokerage and the agents within it, then you're able to do things like click on their YouTube. Here, I'll actually show you. I think Nate is kind of the best example because he has so many different of those type of things, and he has all of them plugged in. There you go.
So what you're saying is add it in the Remax,
Exactly.
so it'll pull it over to that.
If I exactly.
Oh, I thought I had it.
So then if I click this, so see how it has all of his social networks up right here? Yeah. So it's pulling them from there. So because it shows it on the greaterremax.com as well, not just on kvCORE. So because it's pulling through down to everything, it starts up here. So that would just be under, I think, contact info on the left-hand side. Yeah, so from there, web and social, I can add a whole bunch of other stuff. Additional websites, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, all that type of stuff. TikTok, that's a new one. They just added that. So apparently you can add your TikTok to it, and then that'll move it down. So again, since this all pulls from it, it'll actually pull it directly from there. Because it also doesn't have my license number.
Yeah, I thought all that was in there. So, okay, thanks for clarifying.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. And that's why, again, this is the first place to start, is just go through here and fill all this
Okay,
out.
very good.
Make sure it's all filled out, make sure it's all correct, all that type of stuff. And then it'll pull it down for you.
And one more question. So when we get into kvCORE, are we still going through Max Center, or do we just got to do kvCORE separately? Because I have it on both.
I'm sorry, what was
So
that?
when you get into kvCORE, do you, like I have, I forgot what kind I have, but I have a star, so I can get into kvCORE separately, or do you go into the Max Center to bring it up?
Just literally to access kvCORE. It's whichever one you feel more comfortable with. So I actually go to it so much that I just go to kvCORE independently, because if I went to Max Center every single time, it would just be an unnecessary step for me.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so it's really whatever you'd prefer.
Okay.
And then I haven't really touched on it yet because it's hard to do while I'm also doing this, but I highly, 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 highly recommend to download the mobile app.
Oh, I already did that too. I got that.
Oh, I'm sure. There's a couple of you guys I know for sure already have. So since you already have it, have you been playing with it at all by chance?
No, not yet, because it asked me I even did the open house one too, because it's got a Remax open house too.
It does. Both are cool. I highly recommend both of them. The open house app is just another tool that you can use for all that, but the download the mobile app is the one that, and I can't believe Nate actually said it at the meeting, but yeah, it isn't going to replace First necessarily, but it does a lot similar to it. So as I mentioned with everything that's going on in here, it's got the lead vetting and looking through everybody, and it's got a lot of automated emails that it's sending out to everyone and stuff. So it makes sure that your lead is validated and is nurtured, and then it actually starts suggesting you. So I can see activity down here, and I can do tasks and stuff like that for myself, but your phone's actually going to have all that as well. So when you wake up in the morning, it'll show you who has been doing searches, who is working on stuff, and it'll suggest who they think that you should be contacting that day. Very similar to First, and it will change who it is. So I used an example of it for the email at the monthly meeting that shows 4 people that I should be contacting that day. If somebody else within your CRM is now doing more than one of those 4 people, it'll change it, and it'll be active and it'll be live.
Yeah, it was kind of cool because I had a client from New York call me, and somehow while I'm still loading this and messing around with it, it said, hey, call Leonard Rosenberg. He called you on this day. And I'm like, wow, how weird. It already knows that. But I was already talking to him, so it was kind of weird.
Yeah, it's spooky.
Yeah.
It's a little spooky, but it's cool.
Yeah.
So it kind of is crazy how much it has. So it isn't doing it for here. But I think with Nate's, since Nate has his Gmail and everything set up into it, I can go in and I can see emails that he and I have sent to each other in here. So it links into everything. So if you're linking all your stuff up to it, it is showing you everything that's going on within it. Mary, you have a question. What's up?
Yeah, I noticed you said you can connect this with SkySlope. Can you also link it with PropertyWare?
With PropertyWare, most likely. Again, your best bet is just going to be to go through the marketplace and kind of see what it has to offer. And then I believe you are, sorry, I clicked a weird button. So you can go through here and you can check out literally just the ones that it has to offer.
I didn't see any PropertyWare, that's why I was asking.
There's Property Boost.
Right.
But you might be able to try seeing if they can just do it individually, because they'll actually help you out with some of them. That's the type of thing that you are more than able to click this button and then say, how do I integrate PropertyWare? PropertyWare is like property management software, correct?
It is property management software.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm assisting with. Click which button? I'm not.
Oh, sorry. So from kvCORE on the bottom right here.
Oh, okay. Chat button?
Yep, the chat button.
Button. Okay.
Yep. and then they can show you. And first, they will tell you if they're able to or not, and then they can actually live assist you in doing so. So they'll say you'll need this key or this password to get it, or this is how they go about doing it.
Okay, great.
Cool.
Great.
Monique, sorry, what's going on?
Hey, Alex. I was just wondering on my site, it's showing like no pictures. It's saying coming soon. It's showing a lot of just listed is showing a bunch of rentals under the just listed section.
So I actually, when I pulled mine up, I was kind of noticing that too. I'm wondering if that's just a bit of a lag for right now, but it shouldn't show. You're talking about kind of these ones, right?
Hold on, I got out of yours.
Where it looks like this?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's doing that for me too. So I'm going to see if that's something to do with just the IDX pulling stuff over or why it's looking like this. Because I have it as well right here, so I can actually see that too. So it's got a bunch of rentals and it's got a bunch of photos coming soon, which is weird. And it shouldn't really be popping up like this. This is a brand new thing that just happened this morning. So as soon as we're done with this, I was actually going to check out what was going on with this.
Okay. The other question I wasn't sure if you found out or not is, I know when I was using Boomtown and Commissions Inc., when you get a new lead or when they register on the website, it shoots them out a welcome email that gives them like the login information to the site. Do you know if this platform has something similar to that? Or is that something?
So when you get a lead, they get a welcome email and they get a validation email. I think they might actually get two of them. That's how it runs the validation software and everything like that. So it'll send them a welcome and a hello. What are you interested in? What are you looking at? And then a similar properties one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is there any way that we can, because like I had shared with you, I had a new send me, like go on the site to basically do it as a lead so I could see how fast. And it wasn't really fast. Did we get any? It was like maybe 10 minutes before the lead came through from the time that he clicked contact me. Did we get any headway on if that was just something that they were working out or if that's been fixed yet?
I'm not super sure about that. And that's the type of thing, 10 minutes sounds like it's really long, but do you know how on average how long it would take in most other programs, especially ones that are not running validation software?
I mean, when we did it with Commissions Inc., it was
like a minute?
It grew really fast. Yeah, like a minute, if that.
So I'm checking in on it a little bit. I'm wondering if there is I'm wondering if it has something to do with the validation software because it's sending them an email and then it's running them through all of this. So that was the point of that, is to again cut down on all those spam calls and everything like that. So and when we had Bouge, we were getting, you got how many leads that were just an email with no phone number type of thing. They're trying to basically eliminate that. So I assume some of that has to do with the validation. So I can actually click on this one here, see that it's assigned, and then see that they've done a validation run. So they did it January 31st. So basically when I was becoming part of the system, and it was able to find all of his information that's correct all through his email. And it's all true. So that, this is his name. His gender is correct. He was living in Mesa at the time. So it's probably got a little bit to do with that, but I am going to see if that's actually the reason why, or if there's a lag to it.
Okay.
Jim mentioned importing your contacts. So to import contacts, it's actually just going to be a CSV file. I can hit this add contacts button up here, and I can do it individually. John, what would you recommend for doing an entire batch of contacts?
There's a file for a specific with specific format for importing contacts. It can be found. I'll post the link of the article from the support site. It lets you fill in the contact information in a specific format, and then it when you upload that to kvCORE, some of the details will be automatically added, especially the hashtags
Mhm.
and all that.
And then there's a way to input the CSV, correct? Or did they have to do it for you?
You can have the guys at support do it for you
Mhm.
if you prefer. They can help you out with that, and that's free, of course.
Yeah.
And it's going to be easier, especially if you don't have the time to play around with it. You can ask them to help you. But we've never tried that before because our contacts were carried over automatically from Booj.
Right. So Jim, to your point, you have all of your contacts in a different CRM.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Yeah. So your best bet would be to go in there, and there's going to be a way to export them, is the word. So export is take away, and
Yeah.
then import is put
No, I
them onto
know. I
someone
mean,
else. Oh, I
I
know you
found
do.
I found export in our system in kvCORE, but I didn't see import. So
Yeah, so
that's going to be, I think, a pretty important thing for anyone, right? I mean,
yeah,
my
John, where's
links
the
weren't held
CSV
in
upload?
Booj.
Can you give me a second? Let me just take a look.
Sure. He's also finding us that helpful article. So again, there's the individual ones, but there is a way to actually just put all of the entire CSV up there. It might even be. No, that's the individual one. So this quick actions up here are pretty fun for you guys when you're getting into it. This button up right here is going to allow you to just do things like add an individual or add a call or a note or task right away. Send an email in case you don't want to have to go through digging through all this.
Can I just throw this in? Because I did it.
Yeah.
If you go to the playbooks and gather your sphere, it helps you set up your sphere. And then that's how it helped me download it.
Right up over here on the left.
And also, if you go through your setup, where you follow the little green box at the bottom, it'll take you through how to, you can either call and have them do it or do it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It'll go through that.
Yeah, and then I could see this frequently asked questions right here. That's probably going to have it as well. Oh, this is for the playbook. There you go.
Yeah, it'll go right to there.
Yeah. So here would be where you'd probably upload the entire file. Yeah, see submit file, let us handle it. Or get started doing it yourself. So they're actually really helping you through it.
Thank you.
No problem. That was a great question. These are perfect. And then John gave us a helpful inside real estate article. So there's work in your sphere, promote a listing, all that type of stuff. Again, there's just so much. Your best bet is to just slow and poke around, go through that launch checklist, and then go through this agent quick start. That's going to help you a lot with all of it. And I, again, highly, highly, highly recommend doing this before you're poking around too terribly much, because it, in theory, will answer a lot of those startup questions. Cool. Anything else? Any other questions? We got a couple more.
Can we just talk about smart campaigns for a second?
Sure.
When I go in to edit, some of them can be edited, but like your main default new lead buyer, like you can't edit that. At least I'm not seeing how. I tried to clone the campaign, make my own, and edit it, and that still didn't work. But is there a way?
Locked right here?
Yeah, that's what I would assume.
My guess would be you could probably go in here. Did you click this templates button?
I did, but it's not set up. That's like starting a new one.
Got it. CMA and all that.
Is what I thought.
Let's see. Oh yeah, and then here's more that you can add to it. There's so many smart campaigns.
Yeah, and the ones that I added to it from the kvCORE library, I can edit right in there, like on that My Campaigns page. And they're locked too, actually. So I don't think it has to do with that little lock button.
Well, then no, and here's the, so it wants you to edit. You're trying to edit the actual photos and stuff, right?
Well, more so the links. Like I wanted to add my Google My Business link to a review one, and then I wanted to take out because I put a signature, it just looks nicer. And that goes on every email. But then all the agent contact info are within these campaigns. And so it's double, but I don't like the way it looks in there. So I wanted to just go through and take it out manually.
Got it. That makes sense. I think I'll probably have to play just a little bit more with it, just because they're so robust. I haven't really had a chance to go deep into them yet.
Okay.
But I'll let you know more of that. And some of these questions are I can go deeper into on the in-person one on the 25th that we're doing at the end of the month. I'm still getting my hands in here and getting dirty as well. I've got quite a bit of it going on, but it's just so big. There's so much going on with all of it. It's great though. I genuinely really like all the program. It's much easier to use. It's almost all of it is able to be manipulated and changed. It very much is a powerful program that gives you a lot of new opportunities for marketing, for lead generation, for lead nurturing, all that type of stuff. And it is 11 o'clock. We've had an hour. We can keep kind of checking some stuff out for a second if you want. If anybody has any other questions, don't feel like you have to stay or anything. Danielle, thank you for popping in. So if any of you guys have to take off, feel free. Do we have any more questions that we kind of wanted to look at or anything like that? If not, I know this was a very packed hour. I know that we just went through a lot. Again, I will send out an email that's got some of our helpful links that we included, as well as this recording, so that you can go back and look at it and keep playing around with stuff. Other than that, thank you everybody for coming. This was a great turnout. Is everybody excited? Can I get like a couple, what do we think on it? What are our thoughts on the program?
Yes, super excited.
Good. Jim, Monica, what are you guys thinking?
Super intimidated, but no, excited.
It's intimidating simply because when you look at it, you can see how much is going on with it, but it is in fact easy to work our way through it. And again, I can't stress it enough. Do the launch checklist and then do the agent quick start, and it'll help a lot. It answers a lot of those quick questions right out the gate. And as always, I am here for your help. You can reach out with anything that you need. I've been helping Monique and Diana along the way with things that we've been kind of finding. And then they're also available, again, with their message and with the information that John put in the chat. But otherwise, keep a lookout for our email that's a follow-up with this. And yeah, feel free to reach out if anybody needs anything.
Thanks, Alex.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for joining, and go sell some stuff, as Nate would say.
Nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.